Where did you go first? The first one was the Hall of Records. And actually, no, the first one was the fountain in the town with the park. Yeah, that was the first one because that was lit already. Then the second one is the Hall of Records. Then after that, you go to and after that, you go
you like
to.
The fight game, Phelps? I did a little boxing in the Marines. I found it a.
Hold on. I get mixed up myself here. Oh yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, after the Hall of Records is the library. A library you have to go to. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah, all right. Yeah, the library, tar pits, museum, and then incident. Yeah, right. All in order.
Pretty humbling experience.
Fix you a sandwich, buddy? Corned beef and egg salad, 12 cents. Bologna and ham and cheese, 10.
It's strictly a mug's game. You'll like this fight, though. A plucky limey's about to take a beating from an up-and-coming Negro. You sound pretty sure about the result. I ought to be. I got $50 on the black kid. Let's get a ringside seat.
Welcome to my broadcast, person.
That son of a bitch Hammond made a run for his dressing room. Let's find out what's going on.
God damn you, Albert! You get out here right now!
Step back! LAPD! What's going on?
That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door.
And who are you?
Carlo Arcaro, I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete.
Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged.
And you were out of pocket?
Damn right. Me and a couple hundred other people.
Stand aside.
He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Why would we do that? He won the fight fair and square.
To prevent him from getting clipped. He was paid to flop. There was big money riding on this
So are we
fight.
here because you lost money, or because we're investigating a prize-fighting racket?
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find. Which is Hammond's locker?
Over by the pinboard, second from the end. You look troubled.
I'm in a jam, Doctor.
Can I help, Courtney? Is it money?
No, Doctor. That's okay. Do I have your professional confidence?
Whatever you say, will never leave this room.
I talked some of the guys in my old unit into doing something, and it's gone wrong. I guess I did it for the wrong reasons, for short-term gain. We came home from China on the Cool Ridge.
The morphine robbery.
That was us. I thought I could get the guys a fair share. Some sort of benefit for the sacrifices that they made in the war. Those guys deserve it, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sure they do, Courtney. But the deserving aren't always rewarded.
Tell me about it, Doc. We shifted our stuff onto this mob-connected guy, and it's been turning up all over town. It wasn't meant to be like this.
The presumption was rather naive, Courtney.
I know that now, Doctor. But people are dying.
Might I venture a few questions?
Sure.
Do your underworld contacts have all the morphine?
No, they don't. We doled it out, hoping we could control it.
Are they pressing you for further allocation?
That's the polite way of putting it, Doctor.
I may be able to help you, Courtney.
Thanks, Doc. It helps just to talk about it.
I mean, I have a solution that will help you financially and salve your conscience.
I'm
What?
all ears, Doctor.
You went to the
I will transact.
you went to
take
the
all
fountain, right?
narcotic off your hands.
Of course, that was made already. Okay,
Rest assured
so the
that it
second
will
one
all
is
be
your Hall of
medically
Records you go to.
administered. I will use the funds that I no longer
That's the
require
second
for
place you go
purchase of
to.
medication and invest them in housing developments.
Housing?
The developments in question are housing projects for former servicemen. Your return will come from the sale of the properties.
And that
Your
one's
investment
that one's
will benefit
the
those
hardest
that
one
you
to
care
find.
for. Does this arrangement meet
I
with
couldn't
your
find that
approval?
one right away either. I always get mixed up where it is exactly for that one. But yeah, I mean, it's there. I could never find it right away either. For some reason, I hate it. I don't know. Oh,
There's a phone number we can run by R&I, plus a bunch of names and odds. You're not the only one who likes a flutter, Roy.
the hell do I got here?
You better find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me... Roy, you out of pocket too?
Mickey? Seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
I know who he is, Roy. I, met his brother-in-law.
I think you had the mixture pretty scared back there.
Okay, got a call for the location.
Operator, give me
of
dispatch.
Hotel Elmar.
Putting you through
now.
Phelps, badge
1247.
How could I help,
Help,
detective?
detective.
I need an address for the following phone number. AL345.
The address for the phone number is the Hotel El Mar, 6294 Leland Way, Hollywood.
Thanks for your help. You know the place?
Flop house. Quarter a night, no questions asked.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship with Cohen and Stompanato.
Do I note a hint of reprimand in your tone, Detective? Talking to gangsters comes with the turf. You should try out Mickey's place. He's got a haberdasher's up on Sunset. See if he can get you out of those old man's clothes that you slink around in.
It's a front for his illegal activities.
It is that, but he does carry some very sharp suits.
If it's okay with you, I'll stick with Brooks Brothers.
Yeah, what do you want?
LAPD. We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. This isn't the sort of place where people use their real names. Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
This guy's got a screw loose. Going to church doesn't make you a Christian.
There you go. That's where you're going to.
Okay, so look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
But
Real asshole. You know that?
Winston Churchill. A very patriotic Englishman is staying in room 207.
The old bulldog. Even at a flop house, Adley can't get out from his shadow.
yes, Hall of Records is the second one. Yes.
What the hell?
Doors unlocked.
He must be heading home. You know, I hope he makes it.
That crooked son of a bitch? No chance. Looks like he's had a broad up here.
I guess a fighter has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
Instaheat. Adrian Black's product of choice. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Candy has expensive taste. Albert has his work cut out for him.
Who's Candy?
Candy Edwards, the lady who filled out this coupon.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
Looks like Albert has been doing some homework. 11 grand would be a nice little nest egg.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
That's the cop from the newspapers.
You can drive. You're behind the wheel.
So, you
You
I
boxed
found
in
a
the
secret how to
Marines?
do
We
that.
all did.
When you,
Standard
it's
training.
up and down,
I
and
can't
then
imagine
side
you
to
ever played
side for
dirty.
The only
to
prize for
balance
taking
yourself.
a fall was 1,000 push-ups.
Actually, I passed it without falling off, so it was amazing. And I also did the incident set without falling off, so I got better at that part. No, he don't. He don't go up there. We crazy? Cause he's an
We need to
idiot.
know
That's
which
why.
room is Candy's.
Chicken shit.
Women don't find you handsome? They should have...
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Candy Edwards.
Apartment 7.
Really? Wow.
You take
Amazing.
the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn
Just
left
like
at
me.
the top.
Told you I got
Friends
better
with
at the
Italian
game.
guy.
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type. Gave his name
See,
as
if I kept
Carlo.
when I used to keep it
I
straight,
didn't
I
like
fell
the look
off.
of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
So I do it now where I go up and down, but I balance myself side to side. So.
Give it up, bitch.
Sounds like we're missing...
Like hitting women, do you?
We had a goddamn
This isn't gonna end well for you, friend.
All right, if you really want to dance.
Good job.
Out cold, but breathing. Give her a minute and take a look around.
Carlo here seems to have the same friends as Hammond. What are the odds on them all being bookmakers?
Hey, what are you doing?
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Next one was the library.
Single ticket, one way. I guess there isn't a lot for Albert in Ohio. Scania sails from New York.
Oh, that one's easy. That's over to the left. That's pretty easy to find. Boom.
Take a seat, Miss Edwards. We have some questions for you to answer.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong.
Ever? I find that pretty hard to believe.
Can you answer some questions now, Miss Edwards?
Sure, I've had worse. I'll shake it off.
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, but the library is close
You're
to.
lying,
All
Candy.
it says
You were in
actually
his
is
hotel room.
it's
He came back after the fight and you
close
weren't
to the
there.
Hall of
What
Records
happened?
actually.
You can't prove that I was in the room.
The other ones are all together mostly, but
How do you think we found you, Candy? You wrote your name and address on a coupon.
Look, Albert was supposed to take a fall. We were all supposed to make a little money out of it. But Albert got too goddamn stubborn. Said his pride was all he had left. So I told him, shove it. Let's see his pride keep him warm at night.
So you walked out before the fight.
Yes, I did. What's the problem? I didn't take anything.
Do the names Harry, Mervyn, or Ray mean anything to you?
Could be anybody. How the hell would I know?
They're bookmakers, aren't they? Tell me the truth.
How the hell would I know?
Albert wrote his winnings down on a notepad in the hotel room. We found the odds in his locker. Who has the betting slips?
That son of a bitch, Albert. Everyone thought he was dumb, including me. But he beat them all.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
Albert is going home by boat as soon as he collects his winnings. I know you're going to meet him.
Albert is going to collect nothing. He'll be lucky if he can get out of town in one piece.
How will you fare any better? They already believe you're in on it.
Hell, I know you're in on it.
You can think what you want, Buster. I'll take my chances. I got a few errands to run, and then I say adios to this dump.
Do you want to press charges against Arcaro?
Just get him out of here. That's all I want.
Get out, Carlo, you hump. And get rid of that pig sticker. You ever pull that thing on me, I'll shoot you like a dog.
That bitch knows where Hammond is. She knows where my money's gone.
My money too, tough guy. I'll handle this.
Good luck, Miss Edwards. I hope things work out for you.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to say so.
Bad people are looking to hurt Candy, and yet she's not heading straight for the train station? I smell a payoff. I say stake her out. See where she goes. Tail this broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
Good job. I told you could get it. Yeah, of course. What, the library? Yeah, I can't. I still try to do that part pretty easily, but yeah, that part. Yeah, well, the big part I can do. Yeah. Hmm.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack.
Good job.
Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Yeah. Kinda. You mean that part? Oh, yeah.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Yeah.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Looka like a leaky head? Okay, now. Welcome, second person. All right, did it. Location liquor. Yep,
Welcome
next
in.
one is tar pits. Yep, exactly.
Surprise, surprise.
Okay, wrong person. Gotta go in here, you moron. Hello?
The guy from the paper.
A blonde woman just came in here.
Case.
She went out the back way. Said she was being watched.
How much does she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid Galahad fight?
You got it. I'm not complaining. We all made a lot of money on that one. Huge plunge on Galahad, and then Hammond knocks the bum out.
So she collected the money and went out through the back door?
Nope. She made a phone call over there, wrote something on a notepad, and then left.
Thank you.
What are you doing? An old intelligence trick from the Marines.
What does? Oh, yeah. What? What? Yeah. You ready? Yeah. Come on. Oh. Did you throw it right? I did. Yeah, you hit up there. At the ceiling. I think I can't throw to save my life. I knew that. I could never even play baseball, so I couldn't even throw a ball. So that much I knew.
We know where she's headed. Let's get moving.
Drugstore next.
Can you drive to this one? Hammond backed himself to win.
And Candy is picking up the winnings. Smart play.
Question is Candy collecting on Albert's behalf, or is she cheating him too?
Car 11K, 11 King. Further to your request, Bumco Fraud has 3 known bookmakers operating out of storefronts in the Hollywood area. Thrifty Liquor, 6106 Santa Monica, the Examiner Drugstore, and a Max Spirits at 1658 North Cherokee. KGPL clear.
But can you do the tar pits good? That's the question. Can you do you fall in? No, of course not.
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD.
Relax, Cole. You just have a blonde in here, Mervyn?
Sure did. I'm just about to close up. She took me to the cleaners. 4,000 clams and change.
How long ago did she leave?
Maybe 5 minutes. Called a cab. Asked for a number. I told her there was a card over there by the phone.
What?
Yellow cab. We need to get after her, fast. Operator, message for KGPL.
Meatloaf?
Putting you through now.
No. Doesn't Teresa
Can you
usually
connect me
make
to the
that
Yellow
for
Cab
you?
Company, Hollywood 2187, please.
I know that one time when I
This is
came for your
Detective Phelps,
birthday that time,
LAPD.
long time
You
ago,
dispatched a
Teresa
cab
was the one that made your meatloaf
1487
for you.
Ivar Avenue, Hollywood.
Oh, I see.
Yes, sir. Send 1 round from the pool.
Do you have the number of that cab?
Number 179.
Thanks.
That's all right.
We're
Those
done
days are
playing
gone
around.
because I
Get
don't care
Mervyn to give
about
us an
friggin'
address on
what do you
Ray's
call it
place.
anymore? So.
You have any idea who Ray is?
Sugar Ray?
Not now, Mervyn.
Museum.
Cole doesn't have much of a sense of humor at the best of times.
Ray runs a shop up on North Cherokee Avenue.
Yep,
Just
that's
south
the
of Hollywood
one.
Boulevard.
Yep, the maze. Yep. Yeah, let's see how piece of cake is it without the book. I always look at. Well, actually, I don't look at the book anymore because I actually know where to go.
You know the way. You can drive.
All I know is you don't go
Broad's
right
planning on cleaning out every
whatsoever.
bookmaker
So.
in town.
Hammond needed to make sure he was getting a
You
bigger
go left,
payday
left,
than if
left.
he'd taken the flop.
Never trust the limeys, especially where a fight's concerned. A mistake we can't seem to stop making.
I'm getting an increase for my money on the first. I'm going up from $534 to $544.
That's the cab waiting up ahead. She's not in the car. Don't get too close.
She must be
We
inside.
know that she's not going in the car. Don't get too close. Duh, of course not. I mean, I know that.
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab.
I won't, all
Hammond's
right?
over the
Chill.
hill. He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. She knows his goddamn place.
I think he knows. I think he worked out the place isn't L.A.
He's punchy. His brain's going to mush. Winston Churchill? Give me a break.
Churchill is a fighter, Roy. Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
Hammond is full of himself, being this sure he was gonna win.
Ooh. I didn't take a right. I didn't tell you to take a right, so. Wrong already, so. Well, I don't take any right, so. Good for you. Go wherever you want, so. I know how I take it now, so. All I did was take lefts and I got there, so. When I first played the game, I used to take rights, and then I freaking messed up on the thing.
That bitch is giving me what I'm owed. That's all I know.
Not gonna give you anything, Earl, because she's gonna be dead, so no matter.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps. Pull over. She's heading inside. I think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
This guy's got a screw loose.
Jesus H. Christ! Isn't he the cop who won a medal in solving all the cases?
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy that was pretending to be dead?
The heck?
Call an ambulance.
Hammond got away.
He said...
Just try and sit still, Candy. Who shot you? Was it Albert?
Car.
They're on the way.
She's dead.
I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond. He got the money, right?
Looks like it.
A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split? He won't make it out of town.
That's how you see it?
I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
.32 caliber. One shot fired. The Egyptian Theater.
So, what now? The theater, I guess. We don't have much else to go on. Can you drive to this one?
Poor girl. She didn't deserve that.
Poor girl. Half the precinct aren't taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to leave town a lot quicker than that if you decide to screw over Mickey C.
This seems like a long shot. Aren't they all?
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. Revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
Son of a bitch. He stabbed her.
I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns.
That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money, too?
Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
Why'd you kill her, Carlo? Your gripe was with me.
She was collecting the money for you.
She stole those betting slips. She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her?
No, I let her collect. I set her up, just like she set me up. Just like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take the dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money. It's for the best deal.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart. I was a Royal Marine, Carlo. If I lost a fight, it wasn't for lack of trying, and it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much, but I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
You did it for yourself, so did little boy. You did it to make a quick buck, and Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money, all I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your weapon.
You're making a big mistake, Arcaro.
Clear me some space here.
Find some cover.
You're clear. Go. Give me some goddamn cover.
Two Tylenol with me. This two Tylenol. I thought I was going to take it.
I'm wide open here.
Feels like
Where are you? You limey cocksucker.
Come on, Cole. Carlo's a dead man. Hammond, too, when I find him.
Clear me some space here.
It's time to come out now, Hammond. Put the gun down, Roy.
That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money.
Catch. Escania sails from New York, Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine, and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it.
Fuck you! That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps!
Too bad, Earl. What?
What?
Donnelly and the homicide squad send
What's
their
that?
best, Phelps. They're more than pleased that
What's
you wrapped
that?
up the Edwards killing. They're a little mystified about the motive. You have any ideas on that?
Crime of passion.
Oh, did you find your way to
looks like
the
some
maze?
sort of love triangle between the manager, the fighter, and his girlfriend.
No sign of the scrapper?
No, sir. Looks like he left town after the fight.
Okay. It's homicide's problem now.
Huh?
Good work, gentlemen.
Find your way to the maze? I think it's City I'll be up to next. Albert Hammond's sails to England. Yep. Thank you for watching, people. This is where I'll be, Naked City.
Homicide wants you over there.
Next.
The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Actually, we're going to do it anyway. Hold on. Good job. Okay, I'm pretty sure you know where to go next.
Swipe at me. Put him down with my
What's that
saddle.
getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Next one is
Your
the
interest in my
incident set.
appearance is starting to get me worrying. Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy. You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Yep, and then the last one will be the church. Mm-hmm.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for. So what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Piranhas.
Are you going to tell me?
Piranhas. Yeah,
The deals being done right now will change the face of L.A. forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks. Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did.
I did.
Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead. Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns.
You what?
The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning.
But you died?
Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest.
Figures.
Take a closer look at her head and
The
neck.
neck is bruised pretty badly. Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one. Looks like barbiturates. Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing? We should speak to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Get out of the way, buddy. Stupid photographer.
Could have been a modeling assignment. It's a place to start. I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh, sure you don't.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead.
They'll tell you that when you
prove
look at the paper, so.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home. Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
Stoneman's practice. Yep.
You're behind the wheel.
That case for that poor lady killed.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's
Earl,
been on
all I can
homicide
say is
for
they're better
he's
people than
welcome
you
to it.
are, Earl. So
You're a terrier,
creep
Phelps.
and a
And that's what I
backstabber.
need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Very easy. Back door.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Liar.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Yeah, I do, actually. Mm-hmm.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night.
Good job.
I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine?
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
The old boy's lying.
Uh-huh.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
I'm already on my favorite vice case.
You can drive.
Yep.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Well, hello.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall,
I
Miss
have the
Swanson?
dark Subaru
Yes.
dot and the
Julia
space.
helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is
She's
she?
a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast
I
life.
can't
Oh,
understand
no.
why the heck I have it.
Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it?
Can you go downstairs
gave
and
it to
me
I'm
me.
and
very
see
interested
what's
in
gonna
engagement
happen?
rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
I want to put Jeopardy on.
Yeah.
And I got that little spot, and then that dash, and then something else.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must
Why
really
do you
love
keep
you.
fiddling around with it?
I don't.
It was fine. Why do you keep fiddling around?
I didn't press anything.
I was introduced through my fiance, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now.
Oh my God.
I'll turn the light out downstairs.
Oh, fuck. She leaves.
She should leave this
I
stuff
don't know
alone.
what she
I never
does.
have any problem.
Me either.
She doesn't know what she's doing. Keeps fiddling with the wrong buttons. That's what she does.
Really, it's on now. What are you talking about? I hear it.
Now what I want to see.
You got Jeopardy on.
Okay.
Channel 7. Duh. Oh, wait, you want Channel 7? Oh, okay. Let me see what it is. Unless you have the game show network on. Phone 7. Dots. This dot is the power for the cable. 1080i. It's for the television, because the TV's in 1080. So you're on Channel 7. You got no worries. What are you muting it for? Yeah, you just did. Yeah, you had it on the whole time. She means the dot for the friggin' cable and all that. She gets confused. She thinks it's something else. She had Jeopardy on the whole time. And then she gets confused with the dot on the thing, and then she says, well, what's those other two things? I says, it's 1080i. It's for the television. Television. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, it's technically challenged.
Wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Phelps, badge 1247.
47.
How can I help?
How can I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over. Can you drive to this one?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
A skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Fucking dipshit, I swear to God, Earl. Such a damn asshole.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Yeah, you're full of shit, buddy.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought she could get something from this guy.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it.
You have any
Fighting
garbage
sixth.
pail?
You were in the
kids
6th
cards?
Marines?
Yes.
What?
I was a captain.
Garbage
Which company?
pail kids cards?
Various companies.
Yeah,
We
why?
had a lot of casualties.
Which
Well,
engagements?
one card
Okinawa.
recently sold for $300.
A couple other
The
places.
entire
That would be all for
1985
now,
Garbage
Henry.
Pail Kids series is
You've been
going
very
for
helpful.
$4,000.
Wow. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I have some right here.
Really?
What the hell? Harry Potter.
Some can sell for hundreds, some can sell for thousands. Depends on which card it is, when it was made, and the condition it's in.
Yeah, they're all in good condition, that's for sure. There's a lot of them here. Yeah.
You say, holy crap.
Yeah. I had a lot of them. I actually think I have that one on there. I think that's one of them.
Gee, you gotta put this on eBay and see what they say.
Yeah, right. I hate to get rid of them though because they're priceless to me.
Pokemon card.
I never had Pokemon cards. That's something I was never into.
$1978 Luke Skywalker action figure.
Well, I used to have a Star Wars figure back when I was a kid.
2015, the Luke Skywalker action figure released in '78
Well,
sold for $25,000.
that's great.
Pez dispensers.
Here you go.
I'm back.
Yeah. New bag and
So you did up all everybody?
what? Did I do what?
The original Monopoly.
I'm doing the board.
Why? What are you doing it for?
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines.
Do you have any
Why'd you let him off the
vintage
hook?
versions of Monopoly
Because
from
we're
the
giving him a couple
30s
of
or
minutes before
limited
we start
edition
tailing.
versions of
Arnett is an
Monopoly?
amateur.
No.
We need to
Some
find out who
serious
killed
cash.
the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Game Boy.
Wow.
Have any Game Boys?
No, never did. That's actually one system I never had.
He's in that car at the light.
Hot Wheels?
I used to have that too.
The 69 Volkswagen Beach Bomb prototype.
He was squirming
Never
like a
making
worm in
any
there.
white
Don't you love it when they
production,
pull the
making
war
it
hero
one of a
excuse?
kind with a
Actually,
value
maybe
of
you don't.
$25,000. First edition Pound Puppies plush.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Never had Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Sega Genesis console.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I used to have that.
If it still works, and if it does, hit the internet with it because you can be looking to make up to $2,000 for it.
Whoa, baby.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Fisher-Price Pushcart Pete.
What is it?
Fisher-Price Pushcart Pete.
Never heard of that one.
From 1936.
Oh, wow.
On the market for 50 cents.
That's way before my time.
You can get $3,000 for that.
Wow.
1982 Skeletor action figure. 1982 Skeletor action figure.
Oh, wow. I used to have that too. Oh, my God.
Go for at least $2,000 in mint condition.
Wow. And my figure was in mint condition. Holy crap.
Light Bright.
Used to have that as a kid too.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Happy Meal toys.
Oh my God.
The 2002 Disney themed character recently sold on eBay for $300. Furby. For Furby. Some can go to up to $900 for an original in an unopened box.
No.
Talk Boy.
He needs money and fast.
Beanie Babies.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money.
Lionel's
Move in.
Pennsylvania
At risk losing the trail.
Trailblazer
Hoof it,
frame
Phelps.
set.
I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
A 1934 standard gauge version to make up to $250,000. No, I don't have that 34 version. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1980s action figures.
Wow.
Mint condition can go for at least $600 a piece. Rare pieces can hit $5,000. And one more. Vinyl caped Jawa. This will get you at least $5,000. The vinyl caped Jawa is incredibly rare.
Too much slack. Gotta get close.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me now.
What?
Mario
What have you got? He bought a ticket from Mexico City.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Is out
That's
as
good.
co-host because of
But this is
sexual
better.
harassment allegations. Come on.
God. It's Fabergé.
Ridiculous now.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
Who's out?
Mario Battaglia.
The guy
as
who owned the
co-host
joint
of
thought it
Chew.
was worth
He's
at
out.
least 10
Who's
large
that?
for a
Here,
cigarette
right here.
case.
Because of
Arnett
sexual
only got
harassment
600
allegations.
clams.
Oh, give me a fucking break, you know? I'm so sick of this shit now.
I know,
They're fucking going after everybody now.
They're going nuts. These women are all crazy. They're all nuts.
They know, because they know they got money, that's why.
Yeah.
Fucking pieces of shit. Yeah, I won't be watching the Chew anymore. I guess that show will go off the air now.
Yeah.
There's nobody alive, no life, but nobody's gonna like anybody in it. Oh, I got a call. Okay. Wait.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks, ma'am. You know the way. You can drive.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Throw out the guns.
Give me some goddamn cover.
Stay down.
We'll step on it. Move, I got you.
Give me some cover! Holes in you, asshole!
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Okay, location, police station.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Episode 3, what?
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of it.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Or...
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Our net is a cad. It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud. Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox. Julia Randall's ring. It's here. You're behind the wheel. So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you'd like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eastrom. How may I help you?
You appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, Mother and Father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out. We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
Put a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Actually, you know what it says when you pick Carly? It actually says you're supposed to pick Doug. You imagine that? Who the hell would want to pick him and then freaking have the problem that he does? He'll get you fucking killed because he makes those stupid bells. How stupid are you? I would never choose him. I don't care.
Oh, you know what the father of Carl is saying on The Walking Dead?
What?
He slams the show for firing his son. It hurt him. So he didn't want to leave.
Oh, really?
According to the father.
Oh, well.
And he rips the series after the mid-season finale death. I never trusted Gimple or AMC.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Here's what happens to Carl in the Walking Dead comics. I guess they're not following the comics.
No, of course not.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Welcome, sir.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Stop! LAPD! Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case. Go on,
Put your hands in the air! Give it up, LAPD!
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How'd I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. He came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry? You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties and find out where and when, and then have the guests burgled. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted
Welcome,
more.
second person.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Well, let's see. How about a nice train ticket?
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
Sure you don't.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. Do you want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Can you drive to this one?
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
No.
No, I don't want any
No,
tea.
I don't want
any tea, thanks. Good.
No.
No.
Drink tea, I'll be getting up to pee.
That's probably what happened to me last night when I had tea.
Time for the doctor to give us something.
No, it is.
All
Take
that.
tea and pee.
Hang on a moment, sister.
Yeah, but you probably don't have it like late at night, so.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid
No,
Mr.
drink
Arnett
coffee
is here
too,
to
but
see
we
you,
don't drink.
and he says
We
it's
only have
urgent.
tea once in a while.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Oh, the practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife, or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like like women as much as the next guy, as long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica-playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up. Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Wait, the son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch really picked this spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Well, you had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cows still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
Composer John Williams also returns. He wrote a new score filled with
It's over, Cole.
Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Is when a composer attaches a theme to a
Goodbye to your
character
friend
or
Hank.
even an abstract element like the Force. And this follows them through the entire Star Wars franchise.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not scratch, Kelsey.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole. Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Let's take a listen.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Probably.
Yes, sir.
Williams is
And your command?
shy, so the best
Coming,
we
sir.
can do is profit.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end. And we won here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Phelps.
I'm recommending you to the Silver Star and promoting you to First
Amazing
Lieutenant.
Star Wars is one of the most memorable pieces of music in Hollywood's long and storied history. It's kind of like the movie version of Beethoven's Ode to Joy.
Eric Korngold scored the 1942 film King's Row. It's about kids from opposite sides of the tracks looking for love and friendship. Check it out. You can hear the similarities with the Star Wars theme almost right from the start.
The shooting at...
I also think this is where the inspiration